Hey, what's going on, guys? So it's interesting that the Federal Reserve just tried to prop up markets and calm down the chaos over the coronavirus by basically implementing a series of measures that would effectively increase the money supply. They were going to do some work in the bond markets, go buy some bonds, make some liquidity available, and do a lot of other things. And the market saw a temporary boost where you saw it go from 2,200 or down to about 1,600 down, which is almost like a 600-point gain. But then the Dow went right back down to somewhere around the 2,000 mark at the time of this recording. And what's basically happening, in my opinion, is that the Fed is just saying, we don't believe you. We don't think that what you're doing, not the Fed, excuse me, the market is telling the Fed and the government, we don't believe you. We don't think you can contain this. We're worried about what might be around the corner. And I hold to the idea that two points I'll make here. One is, I think a lot of people feel like there's something there that the public isn't hearing. So when everybody's shutting everything down, all these emergency measures are being put in place. On one hand, they feel that it's providing more security to the public, but I think that because the public is so confused, it's actually having the reverse effect of making them feel more insecure. Like, wait, the reason you're panicking is because you don't have it under control. Because we thought you had it under control, but now you're telling us you have it under control, which means you may not have it under control, right? It's almost like you think somebody isn't noticing something and they're fine and they're okay with it. And then they're like, oh, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it, right? And then you're like, oh, so you're telling me you're not okay with it. It's kind of like that. Like, so I think their overreaction is causing even more panic. The second piece is that I think you're going to see really dramatic action pop out by the Fed because they feel that they have to prop up asset prices to the level that they are now. You know, one school of thought is that part of the reason that you're seeing a deflation of asset prices is because you had a long-term inflation of asset prices. A lot of people felt that Fed policy over the last 15 years or so has led to an artificial inflation of stock prices. Not to the point where you are automatically going to see this kind of a decline, but to the point where a little bit of bad news like this could cause massive drops in the values of assets. So it's almost like being in a relationship with somebody that you know is just a bad person, but they keep pretending to be a good person, and they continue to hide the bad parts of their personality, and then something bad really happens, and you realize that you can't continue to overlook the thing that you might have been letting slide before, right? Like you were overlooking the fact, some lady who overlooks the fact that, her husband might be, a person who beats women or something. And then one day something happens and he goes to jail. And then suddenly the whole relationship has to be readjusted. So basically the whole relationship between investors and the stock market has to be readjusted. If you don't have a realignment in terms of understanding what true asset value should be, then you are going to continue living a lie. And some would say that the stock market, this is just one school of thought. Some would say the stock market, the Dow should never have been hovering at 29, almost 30,000, that it really should have been about 24,000 in the first place, 25,000, 23,000. So it'll be interesting to see how it evolves. At the very least, they got to control this virus. If they don't find definitive ways to let the public know for sure that they've controlled this virus and that the impact is at least measurable, if not controllable, then they're going to continue to have this issue. So anyway, I'm out of here, guys. Like I said, in the Black Stock Market program, I've listed everything that I'm buying each day. I put up another video today. So feel free to go and log in at theblackstockmarketprogram.com, and you can take a look at what I've been buying. And I just, it's not investment advice, but it's me sharing my stock picks in terms of the stocks that I'm picking for my portfolio in the midst of the downturn. So hit the thumbs up button. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.